to our fans. Don't lose any sleep over it.
People have to understand how much this affects a football team that is trying to focus on winning.
If they don't want me here, they don't want me here. I'll go about my business.
Well, we want y'all here, and thank you to Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys for being good to us and giving us news on August 4th. Welcome to NFL Live. I'm here with my boy Dano. We got Mina Kimes and Adam Schefter, too. Hey, man, y'all hear what Jerry Jones said, but just hours ago, Brian Schottenheimer, he was asked, are they adjusting the defense without Micah Parsons? And here is what he said about Micah requesting that trade.
No, we're still planning on moving Mike around and putting him in all the spots that we see him and using our fronts the way we want to see it. And no, we just, we go about our business every day. We live in the moment. We focus in the moment. And again, like I said, I talked to you guys the other day. I'm not going to get a lot into it, but, I expect Micah to be here.
Shefty, you heard what Shotty said. He expects Micah to be there. So tell us where things stand with the contract negotiations.
Well, see, being there and actually going through practice are two different things. And right now, the Dallas Cowboys and Micah Parsons are not close on a deal. But we heard Jerry Jones over the weekend come out and say that the team is not going to be trading Micah Parsons. And he told Cowboy fans to relax. Don't lose any sleep over it. He may not be losing sleep over it, but I can tell you there are Cowboys fans who are, because this is an issue right now that is real. Micah Parsons no longer is wearing the number 11 Cowboy jersey in practice over the weekend. We'll see how that manifests itself going forward. But there's a lot of work to be done if they can repair that relationship. And if they can't, that's where Micah Parsons is going to have more decisions to make, with the regular season opener now being just over 1 month away from deciding whether or not he wants to play, whether or not he wants to withhold services. There's a lot to work through here, from Micah Parsons saying he wants out and Jerry Jones saying they're not trading him, and don't lose sleep over it.
Dano, Micah with the old silent protest, right? Taking off the jersey, putting on the hoodie.
Just the hoodie.
Hey, he talked about that game, the season opener. Listen, they got the Eagles on Thursday night in prime time. What do you think about the way Jerry's handled this situation?
Another blunder. And when it comes to a star player, it seems that this relationship is broken. Shefty just said they have to repair the relationship. He also said it's a real issue. So when Shefty says that, I'm going to take that for what it is. That's real information. And as I sit here, and we've talked about this a lot today, the two things that come to my mind, RC, MK, and Schefter, is this. Number one, how real is the trade request? Like, how real is it? Is it it doesn't feel in the emotion, in the moment emotional thing. So how real is it? And then two, what amount of money is it going to take for that trade request to get rescinded? Even if it's somewhat real, what is going to now have to be the number for Micah to walk back his public words?
Shefty, what you got?
Well, let me answer both those questions for Dan. Number one, how real is the trade request? Micah Parsons thought about it all week long last week. It wasn't like he on Friday woke up and said, I'm going to request a trade today from the Dallas Cowboys. It was something that he was thinking about doing and was told to take time, to think about what he wants to do, to process it, not to get emotional. And ultimately, in the end, he still felt like he had to announce that he wanted to be traded. We can get insider RC's thoughts on this as well before I go on to Dan's second question about the money involved. Look, we heard Myles Garrett come out and say he would never play for the Cleveland Browns ever again. He'd rather walk to Canton, Ohio, whatever it was. And in the end, money solved the issue. He became, albeit briefly, the highest paid non-quarterback in the game. So let's be frank. As much as Micah Parsons is saying today, I'm ready to be traded from Dallas, I don't want to be in Dallas, I think Deebo Samuel once said the same thing about the 49ers. Brandon Ayuk once said the same thing about the 49ers. T. Higgins once said the same thing about the Bengals. And now we got Micah Parsons doing what Myles Garrett had done before Myles Garrett resigned. Look, there's always money involved. And if and when the two sides can repair that relationship and keep Micah in Dallas and work out a deal, let's be honest, it's going to make him the highest paid non-quarterback in football, and he then can say, I thought about things, we worked through them, and here I'm happy to be in Dallas. But right now, there's an issue. Right now, there's a problem. And RC can attest to that, I think. Right, RC?
Yeah, I know a little bit about what's going on, Dan.
It's just a broken relationship.
Yeah.
That, yes, money will solve, but I don't know if it's just going to completely erase him publicly coming out and notifying the fans, I don't want to be here anymore.
Well, listen, we're talking about Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons, sort of this back and forth, Mina, but this doesn't just affect that relationship. It affects this defense. What does this defense look like without Micah Parsons?
It's not great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I actually like the pass rush depth they added around him. Dante Fowler Jr., Donovan Azaraku, nice mix of young and old. But I like them a lot better when Micah Parsons is being double teamed, on the way to the quarterback. And that's the other aspect of this. They have to get to the quarterback. Last year, when they got pressure, Dallas Cowboys defense was 11th in EPA per play. When they didn't get pressure, dropped to 31st. Now, a lot of that had to do with injuries on the back end. They're still injured on the back end. There are still holes at the cornerback position. So I would say this defense is uniquely dependent on its pass rush. And of course, Micah Parsons is one of the best pass rushers in the entire league.
Yeah, I think for me, this is about getting Micah Parsons signed and also repairing that relationship, but repairing the locker room. There are players in that locker room that are watching the way you treat your star player, and he's going to go out and produce if he's paid, but it's not just about the money. But we do have some new news, though, right? Todd Archer, he tweeted that Micah Parsons is back in his jersey today. Micah Parsons in his jersey today for practice. Brian Schottenheimer said that he wanted everybody to look the same when asked about it before practice.
What are we doing?
Hey, he want everybody to look the same. Rules are rules. This is the way that things work. Hey, Adam, they got some more stories, and we're talking about hold-ins. Obviously, Trey Hendrickson is a hold-in with the Cincinnati Bengals, but also Terry McLaurin. What are you hearing about any movement on a contract?
They're also at a standstill, RC.
What's up, Vikings fans? It's Victor here, your die-hard purple and gold brother, and man, do I have something wild to talk about today. A blockbuster idea has been floated, and I know it's a long shot, but just imagine it with me for a second. Micah, freaking Parsons, in Brian Flores' defense, wearing that purple 11 jersey. Yeah, I know. Sounds crazy, but let's break this down together and really talk about what this would mean for our defense, what we'd have to give up, and whether this dream could actually be a reality. And hey, before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you bleed purple like I do, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you pull the trigger on a trade for Micah Parsons? Let's get into it. So here's the deal. Micah Parsons is in the middle of a contract mess with the Cowboys. He went on social media and basically aired out his frustrations, thanked Dallas for his time, and now fans and insiders everywhere are speculating where he could end up. Ted Nguyen from The Athletic dropped a post saying, and I quote, Micah Parsons to the Vikings would be cinema. And honestly, he's not wrong. Even Mike Florio said teams should be calling, regardless of Dallas's willingness to trade him, because Parsons is that special. Listen, we already know Brian Flores loves moving his guys all over the place. Look what he's done with Josh Metellus, right? Now picture Micah Parsons in that role, but on steroids. He's versatile. He can rush off the edge, drop into coverage, spy mobile QBs, stuff the run. He's everywhere. Even in a down year in 2024, Parsons still had 12 sacks. That's a bad year for him. For context, that would have been number 1 on the Vikings last season. He's only 26 years old, a former number 12 overall pick, and he's barely scratching the surface of what he can be. Putting him next to Van Ginkel and Jonathan Greenard? Man, we're talking about a top 3 defense in the entire NFL. Now, here's where things get tough. According to the rumored pitch, the Vikings would send 2026 first round pick, 2027 first round pick, 2026 third round pick, 2026 sixth round pick. And in return, we get Micah Parsons. 2026 second round pick, 2026 seventh round pick. That's basically a Khalil Mack type blockbuster. We're giving up capital, no doubt, but would it be worth it? Some are even suggesting including Dallas Turner, our 2024 first rounder, to make it work. It's expensive, no way around it, but if we're serious about making a run with JJ McCarthy on a rookie deal and this explosive offense, adding an elite defensive cornerstone like Parsons could be the move that puts us over the top. Here's the real kicker though. Parsons is still on his rookie 5th-year option. $24 million, not terrible, but he's reportedly looking for a new deal worth $45 million per year, and that's where it gets dicey for the Vikes. We're staring down the barrel of a $60 million cap deficit in 2026. We can restructure some guys, sure, but a contract like that could mean parting ways with stars or hoping mid-round rookies step up big time. Tyler Furness from otas Sports said it best. Parsons is incredibly cost prohibitive for where the Vikings are at. It would be awesome to see him in Flores' defense, but the cost is just too much. So here's my honest take as a fan. Do I want Micah Parsons in Minnesota? Hell yes. He's a generational player and Flores would know exactly how to use him. Would I give up 2 firsts, a 3rd, and a 6th to make it happen? Yeah. Probably, especially if we can rework the contract a bit and front load some guarantees during McCarthy's rookie window. But $45 million per year? That's where I get nervous. That kind of number is quarterback money, and we're not even sure what kind of deal JJ might need in 4 years. It's risky, no doubt. Still, imagine this team. JJ McCarthy, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, and on defense, Micah freaking Parsons. That's not just a playoff team. That's a Super Bowl contender. But hey, I want to hear from you. Would you trade for Micah Parsons if you were Kwesi? Would you give up the picks, the money, or do you think we're better off building through the draft and staying financially flexible? Drop a comment below, hit that like button if you're loving the grind, and don't forget to subscribe for more daily takes right here on Report Vikings. Let's keep this purple train rolling. Skull Nation. Peace. I'm out.